Dun dun dun. Marty's favorite asset, the hardest money in crypto.
Fuck, Jesus. I told you the story, right? Like, as soon as the chain went down 95 times in a week, I never used it ever again.
You left their Discord, deleted the Telegram, unfollowed their Twitter account. It is over.
Never bought the phone.
Unpinned the Phantom wallet from the browser.
Came back for Wormhole airdrop. Never used it again. Thanks for playing.
That reminds me, I still need to get my layer 0 airdrop.
Bro.
Is it still claimable?
Hope so.
What are you talking about, 0?
Yeah.
It was up like 20% yesterday.
Zero.
It was up like 20%.
Yeah, it's at like $5.
Yeah.
Like the top of the range.
The Denton range.
Yeah.
The range we've been
we're
in.
breaking out. We're breaking out of it, you know?
It's a very wide range.
Above it. 66
The range
is above it.
The range starts at 0.001 cents. And it goes to 69,420. And we've been in this range for a decade. It's the perfect range to trade, but many people are losing money.
Yeah.
I saw something crazy. There's an insane amount of Bitcoin options about to expire, like 6 billion or 8 billion or something.
Yeah.
It was the quarter.
Wait, didn't it already happen?
Did it happen
Yeah, it
yesterday?
was this morning. Yeah, no, it was this morning. It was 8 a.m. UTC. It was the quarterly expiry. So all these guys roll to the next one.
Woo.
So we're good. We survived.
Yeah.
Seems like people
like
are.
all that Max Payne shit is Fugazi. Oh,
Max Payne is grinding up while you're sidelined in stables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw 100K was the most traded for December 27th over on Deribit. People seem to be bullish.
Yeah, bullish on a Friday. Great. Good news, guys. I'm happy for you. Jesus Christ. Did you see, pull this up, dude, on TradingView. HS1 or HSI1 exclamation mark.
What is it?
It's the Hong Kong index.
Oh,
Just
Hang
go to the
Seng.
fucking just go to the fucking 4 hour. Dude, it's up like $4,000 since the 10th. It's just ripping. That Chinese stimmy is alive.
Look at this shitcoin.
Pull it up so we can see it.
Guys.
Talk to me. Talk to me nice.
No, that's the leverage index. Just HSI1 exclamation.
I'm multi-streaming on like 4 things right now, dude.
This is all it shows me.
Yeah. Do the drop down on the first one.
Ah, there we go.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, whoa.
I also have it set up.
Chinese stocks?
Where are you multi-streaming to, DK?
Twitter. Like 4 different Senko. Live peer just to have it.
The Senko.
Yeah, I'm doing it to Senko.
Nice.
Twitch. And we don't have an active chat right now, but I'm actually joining all of the chats together, and I have it as like a. Here, watch. I'll show you. That's supposed to be hello. So I have all of them set up as notifications above my head. if anyone chats in any of our spaces, I can see it above my head, and it shows up as like a thing in my OBS too.
And are you doing it all through OBS?
99% of it. So I go OBS. So I go OPS RTMP to the stream. I mean, I already paid for it, so whatever. But the Streamlabs multi-stream setup. And
Yeah.
And then for the chat log, I'm using something called Social Stream Ninja. It's WebRTC. It's free.
Yeah, I have that hooked up.
Yeah. So, the ninja stuff I kind of like. So I spent like so many hours figuring out all this stuff yesterday, and like what is the best like low latency to like do like multicam setups and stuff like this. And ultimately, I've been playing around with like NDI and WebRTC, which have like the lowest latency stuff. So.
And what are you running all this through? A fucking supercomputer?
No, just on my Mac Pro. This is my Mac Pro.
Yeah, but you have like upgraded RAM or just the base?
I mean, it's a MacBook. I mean, it's like when I bought it was like $4,500 MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
I bought it like
full one.
about a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the M2?
M3 Max.
Okay, yeah. See, my MacBook Pro is the M1, and when I used to try to stream with like all that kind of shit running through it, I could hear it fucking like purring. You know, it's like
That's mine right now. It's
Mine will do
keeping
that
my room warm.
when we start streaming, but after it kind of figures itself out after a bit, then it's usually pretty good. But
that was what pushed me to like get the studio when I was gonna get a desktop. Because I was like, I was such a laptop person. I was just gonna get the 17-inch Pro and just fully max it all out. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking 15 or a 17. Like, if it's still the M1 Max, it's gonna purr exactly the fucking same. And yeah, when they dropped the M2 Ultras, like the next time around, I was like, this thing's gonna be like whisper quiet with whatever I do.
But like the base studio is like the fucking best MacBook Pro. It's pretty insane, dude. Those studios are really insane. You start beefing up those studios and those things are beasts, dude.
The studio has like a 72 core GPU and I don't know, some fucking neural net that I'll never use in it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you explain what multi-cores on a GPU mean?
yeah, I think he made that up. It's not real, but I did get
I didn't make
No,
it
I
up.
mean
Look on the site.
they write it, but I just don't know what it means. Like I know what it means on a CPU.
well, it means that there's multiple cores on the GPU. Duh.
But why is it 72? It's like a nonsense number.
I don't know if it's
more,
72.
dude. I think it's
70
actually more,
something.
dude.
Yeah, I'll look at it. It's 70 something, but I mean,
Oh, it's probably like CUDA cores.
usually they come in 16 or 32. Yeah, I mean like
76.
It's not because it's their
core.
thing. It's not NVIDIA.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's like the
it's
equivalent
not
of
their
CUDA
thing.
cores.
NVIDIA cores are grouped together in batches of 16 or 32. I mean, back in the day, you could get 8, but you don't find any now that aren't 16 or 32. Like GPUs having cores isn't anything different.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but CUDA cores is totally different. It's to run NVIDIA's ML and AI shit. It's like their CUDA platform. That's why AMD chips don't really work too well with the AI and the ML. I think the 4090 has like 12,000 cores or something fucking retarded, something insane
well,
in CUDA cores.
I mean, NVIDIA just kind of lucked into it that they're putting all this stuff in the graphics before. Graphics is just better at math. That's all it really is.
16,384 CUDA cores.
All right, let's see.
Well, mine's in Portuguese, but it says 76 cores and neural net of 32. And the CPU is 24 core. pretty insane. For a box you can buy for 5 G's.
Now, go ahead and max it all out, and you'll see what I paid for mine.
Oh, but in Brazil, it's stupid. I maxed it out. It's 93,000 hash. It's fucking almost $20,000.
Ooh.
Yeah, so half
Eight.
that. Okay, so
Yeah,
24 core CPU, 76 core GPU, 192 gigabytes of memory.
and 8 terabytes of SSD is 94,000 hash. It's insane. BRL to USD on today's fresh 17,288 in Brazil for the maxed out one from Apple. In US is probably like 8 or 9.
I think I paid just over 9.
Yeah. It's like 60% more. It's pretty insane, dude. The tax is pretty fucking insane. You could fly to Miami, buy it, take a week vacation, and come back and probably still have money left over.
You should do that, dude. It sounds fun.
Yeah, why don't
Just a
you?
little.
For your big electronic purchase, for your PS5 Pro 30th year anniversary edition, why didn't you just go to Miami?
No, I do phones. Because it's personal use, you can bring in personal use stuff. So, like, I always upgrade my phone, and then my computer will be next.
The bots have just gotten so bad with these new devices that it's impossible to scalp like I used to. iPhones and
Travis Scott's are
PS4s,
we're fucked.
that was my time to hustle. I got a picture from when the PS4 dropped of me and my son with like fucking 20-something PS4s in a pyramid like in front of us. That was the hustle.
So CZ's out, and U.S. inflation came 0.1% lower than expectations. So we are fucking pumping, dude.
What country was he in prison in?
U.S.
U.S.
Oh.
Which country would what?
CZ in
Ah,
the U.S. of A. A short stay. DK, I'm getting bounce back on your stream.
what is that? Dingister?
Yeah.
Dingister? Sounds like an Australian company.
I think it's some capture software that I had, but I am currently trying to do some magic real quick.
What day is the 29th? Sunday? Yeah. Dude, I saw the new conspiracy theory. Since this is the conspiracy theory stream, the Diddler had a tunnel to the Playboy Mansion house.
Was it a tunnel there? Because I don't know about the tunnel there. Of those really rich musicians and like movie stars and stuff in their houses have something like that. I've seen a ton of like mansions with these underwater tunnel kind of things.
Little protection, dude. Little pop up,
Is
outside
it though
fence.
the one to the Playboy Mansion? Like I know there is one that does have like some tunnels that go somewhere else. I don't know if it was his, but there is some mansion. I've seen a lot of crazy conspiracies about it, but what crazier is the like rabbit hole of conspiracies that come from this one, right? Like the ties to like Michael Jackson and Biggie and Tupac and like a bunch of other murders that happened or deaths of people that happened over the years. I think those are like crazier conspiracies that have like if you go down the Diddy rabbit hole that you can veer off into. One that I saw that's really crazy today was I'm trying to think.
I'm getting double echo from you.
Yeah.
But now my stream can't hear you. But whatever. They can
I'm
just.
trying to think of what this is called. Maybe one of you know, but there is like an international treaty that the nations have to work on this thing to like save the oceans, and like a bunch of rich billionaires and shit are involved. It's like Richard Branson's involved with it. Ghislaine Maxwell was involved with it, and that's actually like how I guess found out that this was more than what it actually is, because she was one of the founders, I believe. It's called like Mar. It's called like Martar or like Mar something. And when she was being prosecuted and like questioned during court, if you read the transcripts, they ask her like, "Are you a citizen of the United States?" And she says yes. And they say, "Are you a citizen of England?" And she says yes. And then they ask her, "Are you a citizen of anywhere else?" And she says, "This like place, right, or this organization." And what is odd is, like when you look back to when they started it, Richard Branson was putting messages out like to apply to be a citizen there, and like there's not much information about what this organization is or does, but there's a bunch of weird kind of directions you can go with it. Like there are yachts that turn into submarines that like these people have. Richard Branson has an island that's near Jeffrey Epstein's island. Ghislaine Maxwell is one of the founders of this thing. The Clintons are involved, and like a bunch of other people that have strange ties to these types of conspiracies. And the Richard Branson one's even like wilder because like nobody ever questions this guy. He's one of the richest people in the
Nectar
world.
Island.
He has his own private island. He's allowed like some sex cult to like occupy the island before, claims he didn't know about it. His island's right next to fucking Jeffrey Epstein's island. He's part of an organization that has yachts that turn into submarines and fucking, like
You can stay there, I think, on Nectar Island. I think it's like open, like somewhat open. You can like pay to stay.
All right, can you
That's
get?
cute. They buy
Is
islands
is there an
over
echo
free,
again or
like
no?
you buy
Nah.
houses
Okay,
next
good.
to your family.
I think all of it's true, and I think that there's tunnels connected to the islands too.
connecting from island to island.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Hugh Hefner is the fucking lead cult leader. Yeah.
Dude, on a separate note, did you guys see anything on like the hurricane that just came in?
Oh, it's like in
Stateside?
Is it like in Georgia, Louisiana, or somewhere down there?
Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, like
10, 15 foot of water.
The
It was
flooding
like a-
isn't so-
there was some guy who was like recording. He stayed, in his house on the coast. I think he was in Tampa, and he was like live streaming the whole fucking thing, sitting in a kayak like inside his flooded home because it wasn't as choppy in there. And I think they said that like this afternoon today, the water level was supposed to start going down. Yeah, they're like some of their major like bridges and infrastructure was like completely crushed and flooded with water. There was I think it was like NBC or ABC or something on the news. I don't remember the language that they used, but they pretty much said like, if you don't evacuate, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you live on the coast, and you don't evacuate, you're gonna die. And the way they said it was really funny, but I was like, they just fucking told everyone that they're gonna die.
But it's so crazy how these storms like always fucking happen. It's every year. There's a huge storm or multiple storms every fucking year. And it's like really insane, right? And some people can get up and leave, right? You just fucking take a flight, sure. But to have your whole fucking house flooded, come back, that's years of, rebuilding. It's a disaster.
My aunt and uncle.
because they built it on cursed burial grounds.
Very true.
Yes. Yes.
My aunt and uncle had just bought a house down in Tampa. So I haven't called them yet, but I'm hoping their house didn't get fucking completely leveled. 'Cause they're like right on the water.
Yeah, these people move there for lower taxes. It's like, well, you're gonna have to fucking pay to rebuild. Did you save any money? Probably not. Probably not.
I fucking hate. I'll just say it here. I don't care if you're from Florida. I fucking hate Florida people. When I was in Florida last time, flying out of there, I'm anal about making sure that my bags, like I don't like checking my bags. I bring them with me everywhere because I don't like airlines losing them. So I'm super anal about always making sure that my bag fits for like the size of whatever their limits are on the planes. And these fuckers wanted me to stick my my little luggage in the thing, and it was the exact size, right? But because of the way that my wheels were, like it wouldn't scoot down and it fit into it and it just jammed. And they were gonna make me check it. So I was like, that's not happening. I have she's like, you should have got a tape measure. I'm like, no, bitch, I got a tape measure and I know it's the right size. If anything, your fucking little box here is a little bit too short so you can scam people and make them pay you to put their bags on. Like, ain't happening. I'm like, I will
What
rip.
airline? What airline?
I think it was Delta.
Typical.
I don't know. Delta or United. I forgot
Seriously?
which one. Yes, dead fucking serious. I've never had this happen to me before, ever. And she was like, you can do that if you want to. So I literally was just to be a piece of shit. I started trying to rip my wheel off, like right there, and it wouldn't work. So I just bent them in and shoved the thing down into it to make it fit. And I was like, there, it fits. And she was like, okay. And I just got in. I'm like, and I like cussed her out as I was walking down, and I'm like, I was so lucky they didn't tell me to get the fuck out, like, and kick me out. But yeah, never again. And then afterwards, my Mrs. Cozy was like, yeah, I don't know. She's like, it's because they're Florida people, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because they're Florida people. She's like, even your sister-in-law and her family, who are all from here, who all live in Fort Lauderdale, they fucking hate all the people around here because that's the type of shit you get.
Yep. I actually learned something new, that every continent has different shaped carry-ons. So South America has fucking one size,
Yeah, the
America
limits are
has
a bit
one
different.
size. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of standard across the board,
But
and the lady at the
most of
luggage
the
store was
time they
like,
don't check, but sometimes they do.
I've never had
They
them
do.
check and I fly fucking a lot. I've never had them check the size of my bag. I've
Yeah,
seen
the
people have
boxes.
it happen to
It
them.
all,
International, they do a lot.
I have
Yeah,
seen
the
that.
boxes only
International.
happens on low cost airlines. They usually just complain if it weighs too much.
Yeah, the budget airlines do it too, but they're
No,
just
the
trying to
weight. They
nickel and
complain
dime
about
you.
not the they don't put it in that stupid cage box.
Yeah, with the budget airlines, you get what you pay for. You're paying $150 for a fucking trip from Chicago to Austin. Like, you're getting a $150 trip to Chicago to Austin.
It could
They're
have
like
been.
$4 for domestic flights in Europe.
Was
They're
it?
less than $100.
Was it an older airline? Maybe.
An older airline?
Or sorry,
It was
an
Delta or
older
United.
airplane.
It could have been. It definitely wasn't one of their newest, but it wasn't like scummy old,
Yeah, because I actually think I've had that occur before, where it's just like the standard for today's carry-on actually won't fit in the overhead bins because it's like an RJ, like a regional jet or something, and so they have to enforce it. But also, coming from a family where a lot of people are from the airline industry, I can clearly say that some of them are masochists for sure.
Yeah. I knew this lady just wanted to do it just to fuck with me.
Yeah.
You mean say this?
this is my airplane.
Sadists. Yes.
Yep.
But probably
I've had
masochists, too.
I've experienced a few of those. The worst was in England because they weren't going to let me on the plane because I wasn't vaccinated, and I'm like, I'm American, I don't need to be vaccinated. And she was like, no, you have to in order to fly out. I'm like, no, you can look. They just made a big announcement last week. United, you're letting me on my fucking plane.
They
She
didn't
literally
let
was
me
not going to let
one
me on.
because I wasn't vaccinated.
I was like, you need to go get your supervisor immediately because you're going to make me miss my plane, and that shit ain't fucking happening. Like, go get him right now. And the lady came over and like whispered to her something. She's like, okay, you can go.
American.
Yeah. Stupid, dirty American. Huh.
Good
But it
morning.
was insane not letting people in
Good
their
morning,
own
Dragon.
country without that. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. That fucking time was a mess, dude. That whole fucking world was a disaster, and people's true colors really started to fucking show. For sure. That was insane.
I would have fucking flipped, dude, if I missed that flight because it was like connecting me somewhere else. Oh, Dragon the Waifu King. What's up? What's up? I saw something up. So, crypto 100%. We're taking a little left curve here, but 100% is like more mainstream, I think, than people realize. I was at a crepe spot yesterday.
A what? Oh, crepe.
Crazy.
Crepe, yeah. I was running some errands, stopped to get a crepe and some coffee.
Pancakes. Yep.
I love the crepes, like a very thin pancake.
Crappy. We call them
And
crappy.
the crepes, I bet you do.
Crappy.
Oh, I just like I want to come up with I'm gonna speak like how I think a Brazilian would say things all day long for a day.
Mackie Bookie.
Yes.
Mackie Bookie.
Just doing some worky on my Makibuki.
Facey Bookie.
Oh, scrolling the exy.com.
What's the other one, dude? Hachi Doggy. Hot dog. Classic.
But so I was wearing this hoodie that I have it was one of the like Bored Ape hoodies from like the very beginning. That was like the Adidas one that has like the little ape skull punks, an Adidas logo, and then it has like the contract address for I think either Bored Ape or the Ape Token or some shit. And usually what people will say if they see it is they'll ask if it's like, you know, an artist like from
Banksy.
no like a band, like, you know, if it's like some band
yeah.
like Butter, or if it's like referencing some inmate, you know, because of the
or
like code on it,
or neo-Nazis, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
SS.
But this-
yeah.
But this guy just straight up actually like, is that a crypto address on your hoodie? And I was like, oh yeah, I think it's the token address for like, this project. And he was like, oh cool, yeah. I asked because I work in crypto. I'm like, oh, do you? And he's like, yeah. And so I asked him like what he did, and the idea was kind of like, it wasn't like a DeFi project or anything like that. They're building. It very much reminded me of like building the architecture for like Firefest, right? but for crypto conferences. So they have like all this land in Mexico. They're building this, you know, conference with a bunch of villas and stuff. And, you know, the idea is for it to be like the place to host your conferences on this side of the world. And they want to go and pitch this to, you know, all of the organizations that usually host all of the big conferences. When he was talking to me about it, he was like, it was very BTC focused. So I was like, you know, why are you doing it just for Bitcoin? You know, like the conference circuit, like the Bitcoin portion of it is only like, you know, a fifth or a sixth of like what is actually happening for crypto. Like, why wouldn't you just like, why call it, you know, whatever BTC? Why not have it something crypto or something that doesn't have crypto in the name at all? But, you know, you can, you know, make sure that your marketing aligns with, you know, the crypto clientele you're trying to go after. And so I started chatting with him a bit. And yeah, like the only thing crypto about it is they want it to be the place for like crypto conferences, and they're going to accept crypto. But the land was really nice. They already like purchased the land. There's like the villas are being constructed. So that's why I was like, I kind of got Firefest vibes because I'm like, okay, they put this up, and like, what if they just don't get anyone? Like, they have this, they have everything set up, all the infrastructure there, but then no one like ever books an event, or it turns out to actually be a really cool thing, and like people start doing it there. It was in some, it's not Mexico City, but there's some not new, but there's some city in Mexico that's outside of Mexico City that is like,
Acapulco?
no, it's becoming like a newer, hub for tourism and
Because you know the Anarchy conference is.
yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
there, no.
And they're big into Bitcoin, so that would make sense. Maybe it's like the same people.
I know a lot of devs that have worked for like more traditional tech companies, like normal stuff like PayPal and shit, and some of them are like more open to working for crypto companies or like actually started working for crypto companies. But
Yeah.
they like if you try to talk to them about like using DeFi or like trading, like they have no idea about any of that. But they,
Yeah,
like, know
that
how
was
to,
one of the things,
build RPCs and like they know how to like service DeFi protocols, but they have never used one.
Yeah, he when I was talking to him about, some other things, it seemed like a lot of that was new to him, that he came from medical sales. And so like for him, like he was very interested in Bitcoin, and then like in his other job, he had met this lady who was working with, this company or some other company, and then like now they work together with this one. But yeah, the normies are coming. The normies are working in the industry. It's
Dude, one of them was helping build business to business custody wallets or something like that.
yeah.
So they worked with a lot of different chains, and he said Ripple was the most.
I didn't hear you. You said Ripple was what?
You don't expect.
Ripple was what?
The most fun to
Ripple.
program on, like this, like you like programming on it more than Solidity or Solana.
I will say that I've mentioned it before, but they are by far the most professional group of people that if you got on a call with, like from any protocol that I've ever had calls and talks with, they're by far the most like suit and tie professional team.
They
It was
have
intimidating.
That conference speaker, the one
They
that's
did-
in the middle of the desk.
Yeah, that's exactly what they
legit.
did. They had a fucking like 7-person, standing desk, and me and my colleague hop on the video call, and there's just one camera that's super wide and this huge desk with like 5 people standing there, all in suits, and then like a lady in a blazer and like a nice dress shirt, and me and my colleague in fucking a hoodie and a t-shirt. So that was funny, but thinking back to it, probably I feel like every cycle, like pre like lead up to blow off hype, there is like an influx of normies coming to work in crypto, because this happened at one of the other companies I worked at in like 2019, I want to say. Just before that following run up, there was like an influx of people who had no crypto experience whatsoever that were getting jobs, like entry level jobs, to work in the space. And it was like a different type of interest. So it seemed like odd. It was like I don't know. It made me feel allergic, because I was like, they were taking the job just to have a job, almost, like, and weren't doing it to work in crypto or like to remove themselves from the traditional financial system.
Yeah, but is it also that the pay is more, like
It
in
is.
crypto gigs? than,
100%,
like,
dude.
traditional finance, for sure.
It is.
That was one of the things that
Engineers.
the very first place I
everything.
worked at, we had a few guys from India that worked with us, and it was like right around the time when they people's money. in, what was that, like 2018 or something,
Yeah.
2017, 2018, something. And yeah, we had a couple guys that worked for us, and for them, they were totally fine because they were storing all their money in Bitcoin, and we were paying them U.S. wages in Bitcoin while they lived in India. And with those guys, they I kind of felt for them and understood, like that. I don't know, it made me like have this feeling that like Bitcoin and crypto was more than just, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. There are these people that are being disenfranchised, and because of Bitcoin, they're actually not.
Yeah, it works unless they buy the fucking top and then Bitcoin goes minus 50%. But if you bought any time within the last
Yeah, but it's
11
better
years,
conditions.
you would beat all inflation, all fucking countries, depeg
Yeah.
of currencies, all this
Well,
shit.
I mean, all crypto. So, like in traditional business, like there's going to be cost of living adjustment up or down, and in the event that, like, if you're based out of Bangalore and you're doing the exact same work that someone based out of Utah is doing, then you're going to get paid like 1/10 the amount. But I think in crypto more generally, we're less inclined to do that. We're like, okay, this is the rate at which that we think that this individual, this skill set should be compensated. And
You're more of a pay for proof of work industry.
yes, that's a good way to put it.
Coinbase
We're
is
not gonna
pretty
cost of
shady
living
still.
adjustment down because you live in a location in which
That's what
everybody's
Coinbase does. Depending on location, it's a fixed
That's what
price
every
per
company. I mean,
location.
that's what every company in the world does.
Yeah.
But crypto, we're more inclined to not think about geographic location as like a
We see the
Determination of
as a
what your
cost
base
cutting,
line
cost
pay
cutting
should be.
method. It's just like that's just like legacy outsourcing, right? It's like the reason you do it is because it costs so much less for human capital, but I'm sure it'll happen
that's what
eventually.
my buddy was trying to get a job at Coinbase, and it was basically like 70K in Sao Paulo in Brazil, which is still great for Brazil, and then like 400K in London, but you have to live in London. Same job.
We're just cutting out the middlemen. Like, you think about, I think about my
recruiters.
family who live in other countries who come here because they want to work to send money home, because they know that they can make outsized wages in comparison to what they would make back in the country that they're from. And it's like, if you can offer the job and the pay without having to make someone move, then like, why? I mean, I know why you wouldn't do that, right? But like, why wouldn't you? Morally, one of the key features as we cut out middlemen from like every industry, from everything.
It's a great part end note, It's a great part to end on.
Enjoy your Fridays. Enjoy your weekend. Be back on Monday. DK, what are you streaming tonight? You gotta start gaming, DK. I gotta get you on some games with me.
Okay. Well,
I play late night though, so it's like it won't be as late for you, but I've been trying to be done before 2. So it's usually like midnight to 2-ish my time. 11 to 2 maybe, but
okay.
So for you, what is that, 2 hours earlier?
Yeah.
It's not too late for you.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, we'll get you on some Space Marines or some Helldivers, some BO6 zombies when that drops.
Dude, I'd be down for some zombies. I used to love me some zombies. I used to love it.
That would be great.
Let's get it.
All right, take your call.
All right, Babs.
Love you. Bye.
Peace.
Later.
All right, I'm still live. Interesting that I closed this browser. It's still showing up as an NDI. Oh, because the NDI saves the last scene. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna come off live. Thanks for watching my little demo. We'll be doing more of this.